Why are we fasting? Didn't we fast enough already in this exile? How many more? So, I want to give you some perspective by sharing with you a magnificent story. But before that, a chapter of Tehillim. Thanking God for all the wonderful miracles He's been doing, and the ultimate miracle is going to do today. And we will continue with a feast, not with a fast. Chapter 100. Some tzedakah, my friends. Don't forget, here's the pushka. Today more than usually. First of all, it's Erev Shabbos. The Shabbos before Shabbos Vaychi. Concept of Vaychi, eternal life of Yaakov. Chazak. We have to strengthen ourselves in the concept of Vaychi, of Yaakov's eternity life. And it's also fast day. On the fast day it says we should give a little bit more tzedakah so as to cover for the cost of the meals that we save. So we shouldn't make the fast sound like we're just saving money on food. So, the fast. The Magid of Mezrich, who was a disciple of the Baal Shem Tov, then after the Baal Shem Tov's physical passing from this world, he took over the leadership, was an extremely, extremely poor man. They tell that in his house, the furniture consisted from a piece of wood as a chair, another bigger piece of wood as a table, and the rest was similar to that. Often Chassidim would come and offer the Rebbe to live in a little bit more menschlich, to have a little bit more comfort. We're not talking about luxury, but something. So there's been many stories to that, but one of them is the one that I want to share with you today. And in response to what his Chassidim asked him, Rebbe, you're exaggerating. He said, let me tell you a story. Magid used to love to tell stories. And he said the following. A certain city, a very wealthy, generous philanthropist, is going to marry off his daughter. Now, if you ever made a wedding, you know what it takes. The preparation, who you're inviting, who are the guests, and you want to make sure that it's going to be exceptional, especially if you're the richest man in the city, the great philanthropist. But he had another thought. He figured on the day of his daughter's wedding, the most beautiful thing that he can do is invite all the poor people of the community, all the homeless, all the kaptzonim. They going to be his cherished guest. And that would be such a great schus for the Kala, for the daughter. And the Kala agreed to it. Said, absolutely beautiful idea. He sent out invitations, he paid posters, and invited every single one to make sure. And indeed, the day of the wedding, the place was swarmed with people who didn't have a decent meal in a long time. When they saw what's going on those tables, they were awestruck. Polite, nice, and they're starting to sit down at the tables, starting to enjoy the meal. But suddenly there's a commotion. It seems like the Kala, the bride, fainted, collapsed, just before the chuppah. Doctors came running, and unfortunately she was declared dead. Guests are there, those special guests are there, sitting at a table anxiously waiting to enjoy such a royal feast. And now what do? The wedding turned into a funeral home. So there were two groups, says the Magid. One group said, look, I'm sure that the host would not want all this food to go to waste, and I'm sure he would want us to eat. Secondly says, what good is it going to make to him? Is this going to console him that we are not going to eat? It's a waste of money. We have to eat. There was another group who said, maybe we have to eat, but I can't eat. How can we eat when we see our host in such deep pain? And I'm going to enjoy a meal. It just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Says the Magid, This whole world is a big celebration. It's a wedding celebration between God and us. But unfortunately, we, the bride, we fell asleep. We fainted. We collapsed. And God is in pain. He sees the bride is collapsed. And the whole smorgasbord is ready. So says the Magid, I can't enjoy the meals. I can't enjoy the frivolous things of this world when I see my master, when I see my host in such deep pain. So Eibishter, here's the solution. Take us out of exile. You won't be in pain. We won't be in pain. And we'll be able to enjoy that celebration and make it now.